sure hope I'm doing the right thing in deciding to duel again.
If Yugi is so afraid of the Pharaoh overpowering him and trying to murder somebody else, then why doesn't he just take off his Millennium Puzzle? If the puzzle isn't around his neck, the Pharaoh cannot transform. Simple solution to his worries. Well, looks like the Pharaoh decided to say, "Fuck you, Yugi, this is my yard now. Mai is going down the bottomless pit tonight."
Let's do it!
The Pharaoh wears the school jacket like a cape in this shot, but then decided to button it back up in the next shot. The rest of the game probably told him off screen that he looks stupid with it. Also, if this is the same jacket Yugi always wears, then how did it somehow become extra large when it's in cape form? With how it looks, if it is buttoned back up, the jacket should go down to his knees. But when we see it again, it shrunk.
Only duelists are allowed on the arena floor.
That doesn't seem to be a problem to anyone since only duelists are allowed inside the castle and you guys got off scot-free. And Chemo still hasn't radioed in the security 24 hours later.
Attention!
The statue of the Pegasus, no, an actual Pegasus, not our antagonist, requires its lights to turn green when someone speaks through it, apparently.
Here they come!
How can Bakura see them? In the shot where Pegasus arrives, the 4 finalists are across the arena, which means they are exactly below the viewing platform. Attention, duelists! My hair would like to inform Pegasus that we have 3 intruders above the arena on the viewing platform.
You were in charge of security, Chemo. How did they slip past you?
My hair sprouted an erection from the female finalist over there.
Of course, the victor in the playoffs shall also earn the right to challenge me.
But I thought the finalists had to use only one of their qualifying cards and choose between dueling Pegasus or taking the money. Why are the tournament rules changing even throughout the semifinals?
But the title and not the money is the real prize.
Fuck no, it's not. I'm taking that $3 million. You can keep your Duel Monsters Championship title all you want.
Pegasus!
Yugi speaking through the Pharaoh's mouth just like in the first episode.
I've got to keep the spirit under control.
Kinda too late for that since he's in complete control of your body. Oh well, guess you're out of luck in keeping him at bay. Should have taken off the Millennium Puzzle when you had the chance.
Who knows what the spirit of the puzzle might do to win against mine?
Well, you already know that the Pharaoh can mind crush his victims and send them to the Shadow Realm. So in a sense, Yugi has a reason to be worried. However, let's just hope that Mai doesn't threaten suicide like Kaiba did yesterday, because then the Pharaoh would say, "Get your game on!" Wait, no, what stupid idiot would say that? Also, Yugi was able to overpower the Pharaoh and take control of his body again to call off the attack on Kaiba, so why doesn't he just do that again right now and tell the Pharaoh to piss off?
The battle all out. I'm gonna give this.
Damn, the Pharaoh doesn't even need to use a Dark Magician to do magic. He picked up a single card and with one swipe of his hand, it turned into 5 cards.
He's seen Mai's Harpy Lady in action like a billion times already.
Actually, he's only seen the Harpy Lady in action once. If you recall, it was Mai's duel with Joey. He did not see her fight Panic, and he was in a state of depression when Mai fought Taya.
The less chance for interference by the spirit.
This worry would only make sense if Yugi himself was in control of the duel. And as we can see, it is the Pharaoh literally making all the moves here.
Like they say, nice Gaias finish last.
Pun Chaos activates again for that terrible pun. Nice Gaias finish last, and thankfully, I'm not a nice Gaia myself. Can we pause for a second? Only the Harpy Lady is on the field with Cyber Shield attached, so why is the Rose Whip card on the field? Mai didn't even place another card face down. And what's with the 2500 attack point meter? Harpy Lady is only at 1800 attack points, and Yugi hasn't even played the Summoned Skull yet.
And I can stop worrying about the spirit of the Millennium Puzzle.
Can't the Pharaoh just talk to Yugi and tell him to chill out? Look, dude, I messed up with Kaiba, and I'm sorry, but can you please get your head in the game already?
Most of the trap cards I've encountered before disappear.
Further proving that I am not that good at duel monsters and only succeeded as long as I did because I got main character plot convenience attached to me.
Yugi, please, let me help you.
Considering you're already in full control of my body, I don't see why you're begging to help me.
You ready to do it for real now?
I wish you'd sip it.
When you think about it, Mai is more of a friend than the rest of Yugi's actual gang. She's giving him tough love and telling him to wake up and face his fears no matter how frightening they got for him. And sometimes that's what we need from close friends.
So you lost one match.
Taya remembers this flashback wrong, as Mai was not in the middle of dueling Taya when she ranted to Yugi about being depressed. That happened at the castle's entrance.
She's been dreaming of this rematch.
Rematch? This is literally the first time that Mai has ever dueled with Yugi. They met on the boat, Mai dueled Joey, and then later Taya, but she never once faced Yugi in a duel before now. What does Taya mean by rematch?
I'll also play the Pharaoh Imp in defense.
I was going to blame the Pharaoh calling out the Pharaoh Imp when it's face down on the distraction, but then remembered that literally everyone has been doing that this entire season. It's still a sin though.
I'm gorgeous. I'm such a great duelist.
Skip! So if Joey were to die right here and now, I guarantee Serenity would still get her eye surgery thanks to the massive wrongful death lawsuit filed against Industrial Illusions for endangering people with bottomless pits.
Dark Magician in defense mode! Attack!
Yugi intends to use his mirror force to destroy Mai's mirror wall, but if he wanted to match her trap for trap, he should have declared Dark Magician to attack, which would activate the mirror wall. And then when Harpy's pet dragon goes for the attack, he can spring the mirror force, but because he lays Dark Magician in defense mode, he made it too obvious. And that's when this doesn't get good at all.
Please let me help you. No.
This gets even more awkward because the Pharaoh begs himself to help as he appeared to talk to himself instead of Yugi. Once again, this should have started as Yugi himself fighting Mai while the Pharaoh was literally held back. At least then this whole charade would actually make sense.
I lost that duel to you because you knew something I didn't.
Great speech from Mai, but I can't help but wonder why there are 2 copies of Shadow of Eyes on her field. She only played the card 1 time. Also, by this point, Mai has only 1 Harpy Lady on the field, yet the field shows there's a second one in play as well. What is going on here?
Joey, do you know how you made it all the way to the final round?
Can we ask that question another time? Because this duel is still in progress and we're all waiting for the next turn to be made. I hope you guys are not stalling so that this duel can go on for 3 total episodes here.
You taught me that a duelist can learn more from her defeat.
Even though I tried to get revenge on you by throwing Rex Raptor to do my dirty work immediately after that loss.
I meant no harm. I only wanted to help.
Seto Kaiba was on the brink of committing suicide and you went straight for attacking him without a care in the world if he died as a result. No offense, but you're still guilty of attempted murder, even if you're saying you were only trying to help. Also, these guys are finally able to have a conversation with each other? Were they capable of doing that the entire time and just chose to ignore each other? I would have thought they'd have at least one conversation with each other after that shadow duel with Thief King Bakura.
I was holding back, but not any longer.
You're a little late to the party.
Mai Valentine would be great at CinemaSins 2 expansion. We're an episode and a half into this duel and only now is the Pharaoh going to duel with everything he's got.
Brain control? What is that?
Oh, I don't know, maybe a card that causes one of your monsters to temporarily be on the Pharaoh side due to the card being titled Brain Control? What the freaking hell do you think it is? We have returned from commercial break and for some reason, Harpy's pet dragon is back on my side of the field despite it turning around against the Harpy Lady. This one of those moments where the duel continued during the commercial break and we never got to see what happened in between.
Bring on your assault, Mai.
You gotta love this bluff because the Pharaoh dares Mai to attack him, causing Mai to believe that he has a hidden trap card to counter with. He took a big risk with that bluff because it's later revealed that Mai could have won with the assault. High risks pay off sometimes.
I play Elegant Egotist.
Last night, Mai said that she would not use the same strategy she used in past duels due to Yugi knowing what would come. So in this duel, Mai uses the same strategy she used in past duels even despite Yugi knowing what would come.
Not one of these cards is strong enough to bring down Mai's Harpies.
Well, you could use Monster Reborn right there to resurrect the Dark Magician. That could at least destroy one of the Harpy Ladies and delay another turn while you figure out what you're gonna do next.
Mai's free to attack my life points directly.
Attacking directly on life points? What in the hell is that supposed to be? Literally nobody does that in this series yet, so why is Yugi worried about that being a possibility?
Shadow of Eyes may lure men into battle, but it doesn't work on female.
Bitch! These dual monster cards are not gender specific. Your mystical elf is just as screwed as any of your male or inhuman monsters.
You'll have to attack it instead of me.
Damn, what an asshole. First the whole deal about female monsters not being targeted by Shadow of Eyes, and now the Pharaoh refers to the mystical elf as an it instead of a she?
First I'll use this Monster Reborn.
About time we can start referring to the card by its signature title, Monster Reborn, instead of Reborn the Monster, because the latter was just a stupid name for it.
Monster Reborn!
I know, right? The card was distributed as Reborn the Monster literally last night when Kaiba used it in his duel with Pegasus. That redistribution was very fast on Pegasus' part.
What's that?
Joey somehow doesn't know what Harpy's pet dragon is despite literally watching it in action less than 5 minutes ago.
What happens if I draw the wrong card?
Well, because we're being so overly dramatic about it, I think it's safe to say that you will not draw the wrong card here.
He actually drew Swords of Revealing Light?
Bet you wish you were the main character right about now, huh, Mai?
Black Luster Ritual? What's that?
You don't know? You literally have the Black Luster Soldier in your freaking deck, and you don't even know what that is? I called major bullshit because there's no way the Pharaoh had a secret deck when he transformed. Also, scene does not contain the Pharaoh saying, I got the idea from that one poster your grandpa was hanging up in the second episode.
Look, it's totally ferocious, Yugi.
And now I activate Multiply, which means you can't strike my life points until you wipe out the rest of the Karibos. Don't worry, Yugi. If Mai threatens to throw herself off the balcony, I promise I will not do anything to strike her down right now!
I use Monster Reborn to bring back Gaia!
You couldn't have brought back the Dark Magician with Monster Reborn? Sure, it still would not have enough attack points compared to Harpy's pet dragon, but it would at least still be better than Gaia the Fierce Knight.
I guess he's an improvement over that little Karibo.
Foreshadowing the greatest person to ever come out of the Yu-Gi-Oh world. Again, argue with the wall on that one.
It all comes down to this.
I ain't panicking. The slow motion reach for the deck, the heartbeat sounds. Just for once, I'd like to see a main character try to go for the final draw and still fail miserably. We learn more from our losses than our wins, as Mai said earlier.
We have the support of all my friends.
Technically, none of Yugi's friends are on the Pharaoh side because they hardly know of his existence, and as far as they know, he's an attempted murderer from the duel with Kaiba.
My spirit is broken.
Looks like the Pharaoh got what he hoped to get before. He tried to physically murder Kaiba, and now he mentally murdered Mai. Ha! Suck it, Yugi! I mind crushed her without actually using the mind crush ability. Ooh, speaking of, this duel has really been showing a lot of errors on the card databases, as Yugi's side of the field only shows the Monster Reborn card used several turns ago, but no sign of the Blackluster Soldier. I get that Mai doesn't want to see the rest of her Harpy ladies get destroyed in the next turn, but at least Kaiba still continued to fight even when he had literally one move he could ever make. Never surrendered, even with his own death on the line. I never liked the idea of submitting the duel just because you likely have lost. Fight to the end no matter what.